may cost nearly twice as much to build than thought, and with numerous delays, the planned Christchurch Convention Centre now stands to lose business as well. It's been a debate in the council chamber recently through the draft long-term plan hearings. Does the city need a new stadium, the Metro Sports Centre and the controversial Convention Centre? The Central City project sits vacant for the time being, with the project continuing to be pushed back. And at the opening of another anchor project, the Minister for Earthquake Recovery was questioned on the facility's future, saying the recent price blowout is nothing unusual.
In the last 2 years, there has been some price escalation. You'd expect that.
Back in 2013, when the cost-sharing agreement was signed by the previous council, the government said they would commit around $284 million to construct the convention centre and to purchase the land. But it's understood that number has skyrocketed to around $420 million. However, Minister Brownlee finds the new price tag interesting.
People are bandying numbers around all over the place, so that's interesting. But what we really have to do is get a design and a construction that's going to fit the city well for many, many decades ahead.
The Convention Centre precinct is set to house this site, but there's a possibility the facility could reduce in size to help with the cost blowout, meaning the design would have to go back to the drawing board.
In the end, we've got to get the design before we know exactly what that cost is and what the escalations over that estimate are.
So what's your preference out of those two options?
My preference is to get an asset for the city that works for generations to come.
And it'll feature other commercial buildings on the site, something the Minister says is important to note.
Well, there are many, many ways that you can do these things, and there's a lot of land there that the government owns that is for ancillary purposes, so we would expect hotels to be on that site as well, some commercial, some retail. It's not a simple, straightforward matter of building a concrete box and declaring it a convention centre.
In January this year, Christchurch had won the rights to host two major international conferences, which would see over 1,000 delegates come to the city, injecting around $3 million into the local economy. But one of the events, the International Conference on Computers in Education, was due to kick off in November 2017, but that may not happen and is likely to be put on hold, with the completion date of the centre now being pushed to 2018. However, the Minister says the Convention Centre would be a great asset for the city.
I think Christchurch needs a convention centre that is on a size, you'd say a step down or two from the Auckland Convention. What this country needs, frankly, is a solid network of convention centres of varying sizes so that we can continue to attract some of that big international convention centre business.
It's a waiting game now to see what is likely to happen next, with the site remaining bare in the meantime. Jared McCulloch, CTV News.